I have a question for you. Do you want to invest in a stock and then see it boom? You want to invest into the next GameStop? Do you want to be the one investing into these stocks and then watching it boom? Or do you want to be the one looking at other people invest into the stocks and watching them boom? Of course, you want to be the person who invests in stocks, and this is it. This is it. These are the generational wealth making opportunities in these days that when you look at it in the future, you're gonna be mad happy that you invested. So first, let's just cut all the BS. Let's just go to Netflix, bro. Just go to Netflix. Netflix has dropped over 50% from all-time highs. What does this mean? This means that it's a historic buying opportunity for Netflix because throughout its entire period of life, throughout its entire period of just existing as a stock, Netflix has dropped to the 50% mark. Now, this alone, it's all right, but it's not enough because, you could have said here, oh, it dropped 50%, let me buy. And then it would have dropped a little more. It would have dropped to 70. Obviously, still would have been a great point, but, there's always better places to invest. The reason why I'm saying this is a great place now is because look at what we have here. Not only on Netflix did we hit the equilibrium of the all-time lows to the all-time highs, which I marked out with this handy dandy purple line right here. Not only did Netflix do that, but guess what it also did? It also hit these previous all-time highs. Now you might be thinking, oh, what does that have to do with anything? We're not support and resistance traders. I don't know how to trade. I'm just looking to invest. Well, if you looked at my previous videos, which you don't have to, granted, but if you did, you would understand that it is a lethal point to invest because this is the point where traders were like, you know what? Price doesn't deserve to go any higher. This is literally the max price for a stock. Anything more than this, boom. And what happens? It pushes down. So now what do you think is going to happen when price goes back to that area? All of those sell orders that were sitting there, they're now buy orders because here, people that are at this point, they're thinking like, this is the point where like max orders were filled. So now max orders are going to be filled into the opposite direction, potentially. Not financial advice. But this does not mean that price is just going to boom, reject off and go up 200%, 300%. What we can see here is that, yeah, we got lucky. When we mapped out the first equilibrium, what did price do? Price literally tapped it to the penny. It was like, I think it went 7 cents below equilibrium. And what did it do? It ripped up 45%. But that doesn't always happen, right? That doesn't always happen. As you see, even now, it already went slightly below equilibrium. It's right at it right now, but it had been slightly below. I'm not saying put your entire life savings into Netflix at this point. I'm saying do it in increments. No, I'm not saying do it at all. That was a joke. But I'm saying that this is one of those positions where if you invest right now, it's going to be a great spot for you to invest in the future. And you're thinking, okay, well, if this is the first spot where I invest, where do I invest next? Well, you see these monthly lows right here. If we scroll down to the daily or the weekly, whatever floats your boat, we can see that there is these consolidation zones. Consolidation zone right here. And, we could just stretch it out. What did price do? Price dipped into that consolidation zone, went up. And we could count this whole entire thing as like a consolidation zone. So if price dips down to these areas below, again, that's another massive buying opportunity because if price goes here, there's an insane chance that it's just going to go up and, just rocket past everything. And then if it goes to this low here, I think you can already see where I'm going. Boom, just another ginormous consolidation block. That if it goes to this point, like these points are massive, like points to invest in. And so massive. And so I think that if price goes down to these lows, these are great points to invest. If price goes down to those lows, holy, just put it all on black, right? Put it all on black. That is what? 60% from all-time highs. Just think about the generation one. That's 150% back up to all-time highs. Now, maybe Netflix ain't your thing. Maybe you just don't like Netflix. You don't watch Stranger Things or whatever. You're thinking like, kind of crazy man watches Stranger Things. This is where PayPal comes in. And I might be thinking, PayPal, I haven't used that in years. What I use is Zelle. What I use is Cash App or whatever. Elon Musk sold PayPal. PayPal must be bad. Well, that's exactly what you can see reflected in the chart here. We have this consolidation range. We have this insane push up for whatever reason. I'm not telling you to be a fundamental analyst. I'm not telling you to read news or whatever. I have no clue. I have no clue why it went up other than people wanted to push price up and people thought this was its fair value. And I have no idea why it went down other than people wanted to push price down and they thought this is its fair value. The point that I'm trying to make is that at one point, the fair value of PayPal was $300. It is at $50. Is this a significant reason to invest? No. Plenty of stocks fall down and never go up to all-time highs. Why is this a significant reason to invest right now? We have what seems to be a monthly break of structure underway. You might be thinking, monthly break of structure? What are you like talking? Why does that matter at all? Why does that matter at all? If you look at Netflix, we had this insane drop off, 80% drop off. What is the first thing you see before the push up? You see a monthly break structure. You see up move, down move, up move, boom. I'm not saying you should have entered here because, hindsight's 2020. But if you did, boom. Just trying to prove a point here. Speaking of points, you see GameStop. This is why I'm saying like you shouldn't just buy at every single break structure because, you should buy, align it with previous lows or align it with this or with that. But what do we see in GameStop? We see, look, low or high, low. Oh, doesn't get pushed above. Doesn't break structure. High, low, doesn't get pushed above. High, low, break of structure. Let's just align this line here so that we kind of know where the break of structure is. All right. And, whatever, just estimate, not 1070, estimate like there, 160. It went up from that point, 7,000%. That is a 700, or is that 70? It is a 70x of your money. Or like 140, I don't even know how much money it is. That is just an insane amount of money. That is an insane amount of money. So as you can see, all of these up moves are predicated by monthly break structure. That doesn't mean every break structure is going to result in an up move, but it means that more often than not, the up move starts with a break of structure on the monthly time frame. What do we see here? We see the break of structure. Now, what I say, we don't buy at every break of structure, but what do we see? PayPal swept a bunch of this liquidity. It went down. It's not even a sweep that much because it literally just kept going down. So it just gathered a bunch of this liquidity, right? What did PayPal do now? PayPal dipped into the zone. If PayPal kept falling, if it was below all-time lows, that was at like $25, and it started breaking monthly structure, I wouldn't bat an eye. I wouldn't tell you to bat an eye. But the fact is that PayPal saw this. This is a technical support structure. Like this is technical analysis. Like this is just a weird technical analysis. Yet PayPal, a stock that's been dead for, ever since 2020, the stock that's been dead since 2021, suddenly decides to bounce off of this thing. And what does it decide to do? It decides, or it can decide, there's 10 days, but it can decide to break monthly structure. Now, what I'm thinking is if it breaks monthly structure, this is an insane opportunity to invest because what? It made it down to this previous order zone. Orders were filled in this zone literally from July 2015 to February 2017 for 2 years. PayPal stayed in the same exact range. This is a great place for orders to get filled. Banks were like orders, retail traders, orders. They just got orders filled. Price went down here, orders were filled, which is why price rejected off this area. But price rejects enough to break structure. And I think that if price breaks structure, if in the next 10 days you see PayPal close above 52.30 in the next 10 days and 2 hours, I think, not financial advice, do what you want with your own money, but I think this could be the next generational opportunity. Perhaps it's not going to be the next GameStop. I'm not saying it is. It might not even go up to all-time highs again, but it might. And wouldn't you rather be buying it here and perhaps it goes to all-time highs? It might not. It might just go here. And even then, 60% gain, like if you're, like 30 years old, you understand that a 60% gain on your portfolio of however many $1,000 you have, that's a lot. Like that's a lot compared to, whatever ES or NQ developing only like 10 years in a specific time frame, or not 10 years, 10%. So 60% is a lot. So that's what I'm saying. If you just pay attention, you could definitely make some bread here. So I think that this is the next generational wealth making opportunity in the making. The previous one I said was Wendy's. I said if Wendy's break structure, because this is what I was saying. I was saying that these are super juice 2020 lows. Like, are we saying that Wendy's is as terrible of a company as it was in 2020 when no one ate fast food because, Grubhub wasn't invented or something, and so everyone just ate at home? It hit that low and then didn't quite break structure. Or in 10 days, it still might break structure, but it's not, right? If it does, again, generational opportunity to the buy side. But if it doesn't, it's fine because then we don't invest. That's just simply how it is. The monthly break structure is like protection for us. It's like we need a reason for the stock to tell us to invest. It's not that we need to build some reason. We need to like say, oh, I want to buy the stock because it's the stock is literally convincing us. It's saying, dude, buy me, bro. buy me. I'm literally gonna make you so much money. Just buy me. And that is what we are waiting for with PayPal. If PayPal closes above here, I think it is a good point to buy. I'm just gonna put it humbly. I think it's a good point to buy. Potential sell targets would be some of these highs, whatever gaps that you find in the market. That's up to you. If you are sitting there and you're like, you know what, let me click it. You know what, 40% gain is enough for me, because I don't know, it might take a couple months, or it might literally shoot up in a month. Nobody knows. It might do what it did here, whereas you can see, boom, went up 26% in a month, went up 28% in a month, and just does that over and over and over again. If it does that, great, super. But it also might do what it did here, where it's like it went up a little and then it consolidated for 11 months, so basically for a year, and then started going up. It could do that too, which is why I'm saying, like, don't deploy your full capital in there, because even if it does end up going up after a year, your money during that year could have been making interest. So I'm not saying like put your full portfolio on this on 0 DTE call options. I'm saying like just consider investing into it, because the buy side potential of this is pretty unmatched. And if you want just like, what's another good example? If you want another good example, like just look at any big tech stock or any stock like whatsoever. If you wait for it to break structure on the monthly, like more often than not, it's just going to keep on going up. Like we see Google here had this big drop off. Like this is the only significant drop off it's ever had. Like boom, boom, boom. Potentially you could say this is a drop off, but literally the next month it completely negated that. This was like the only big drop off, because this was like 2 months long. This is like, yeah, this is almost 1 year and a half of drop off. Then you buy when it breaks structure and it just goes up, right? Here, buy when it breaks structure, it just goes up, right? But I'm saying that these stocks, like these are so safe to the point where even if it doesn't break structure, you could buy it. Like if it falls, that's when you're trying to buy it. Like AMD, for example, if you waited for it to break structure, like you would have been pretty good. But I mean, why buy here when you could buy here? AMD fell and it hit a weekly gap and it swept these lows, and you'd be sitting like, oh, it's at previous all-time highs. It's a great point to buy. And that's what you do. And you'd sell wherever you want to sell. That'll be a wrap for today. Thank you for listening, and tell me if you enjoy this video, or if you want to, take a look at some other stocks. Want me to give some advice on that. Peace.